Now, for everybody who stayed and you ready to talk this real movie now. We're talking real spoilers, real movies, all that.
I mean, you can kind of.
Now,
I mean, yeah. If you have internet connection, it was probably already spoiled for you to begin with.
but it's not. If not, you either want to hear this being spoiled or you've already seen the movie and you're ready to join for the fun.
All right, then that works out. So
Now, let's talk about this.
go ahead.
Aquaman. Okay, some of the flaws in this movie. like Aquaman apparently maybe not going to Atlantis before, or being not like forgetting Atlantis at some point in time, coming back for a few moments, and then them fighting and getting outsmarted. Like, they lost the mother box by them fighting.
By them fighting, meaning, wait,
What was the fight happening? Y'all know he fought Steppenwolf, but they like
yeah,
literally just walked off of their mother box. It seemed. It would seem like the quickest getting of a mother box ever.
yeah, compared to like when he was fighting the Amazons, it looked like he had,
Yeah.
it looked like the Amazons had a bigger kingdom than Atlantis did.
That's true.
And I guess also, I'm guessing maybe with special effects too, probably more difficult to sit there and show fight scenes underwater.
But that was cool though, like
Yeah.
fighting, headbutt, stuff like that. And I was like, does Steppenwolf not breathe? Like,
I guess
is
he didn't have to.
just-
Yeah.
Like, he's just like Goku or Freezer. Like, he could just swim underwater, and then he could just go to outer space. And I guess he'd be more like Freezer.
Apparently.
Yeah, I was like, come on, what are we doing here?
I was kind of confused too, as far as like how he, like his interactions with Atlantis. It kind of seemed like, oh, well, I thought he was the king there, or well, if he's not the king, then like, what is he like? Is he just kind of just off in the cut, just like away from the kingdom? We're trying to avoid it. As I didn't, they'll probably elaborate more on that when it comes time for his individual movie. So
They have to, but I think he wasn't. I think he was an outsider, like truly, because the way it sounded like he ran away from home and he ain't came back in years. Like, I
Yeah.
don't even remember your face like that. Now, the biggest spoiler, the biggest scene in the movie that I loved,
I think I know it.
them reviving Superman.
Okay.
Not just them reviving him, like the whole conversation leading up to that. Like, I felt like it was very good dialogue of, should we bring him back? Batman being the biggest candidate to be like, we need to bring him back. He's the hope. Batman's not for hope. I mean, Batman's not a symbol of hope.
No.
Universally.
No, he's supposed to be a symbol of fear. And it was
Yeah.
kind of weird for him to
So-
do such a 180 compared to, Dawn of Justice or Batman v Superman. It could be because he's like, okay, you know what? I just realized in that last movie I was a dick. I made a mistake. It's my fault that he's dead. I guess that would be what helped him turn around. And plus the fact that, with aliens invading, it's way out of his depth as Batman.
Yeah. he can only build so much technology.
Yeah,
So,
he's only got so many
that-
batarangs, so yeah. That was interesting. It's kind of as far as how they revived him. I really loved the part where he was still waking up a little bit, and he was still that groggy ass Batman v Superman, angry pouty face
yeah.
Batman or Superman going up against the League, and sitting there just like it was one-sided as hell. And it's like I thought they would at least put up more of a fight, but it was like the level that they just had Superman so just OP. It makes sense,
Yeah,
but at the
okay.
same time it was like, damn, that's one of two times where Superman has came across as super scary. The first time was this cartoon or this animated movie I watched. I think it was based off of a comic story called Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow, where it was like these new superheroes, they were doing things that Superman wouldn't do, like kill bad guys and stuff like that. And the public was kind of on their side. It was like, oh yeah, they're doing what Superman couldn't do, or what he won't do, and this, that, and the other. And then they went too far. I think they hurt civilians and stuff like that. And they pissed Superman off to the point where it looked like he finally snapped and decided to go rogue. It looked like he was killing this new team of superheroes, and like everybody was freaking out. So it's like, wait a minute, this ain't Superman. What's going on? And then spoiler on that movie, but he didn't really kill those other superheroes. He really just kind of knocked them unconscious or got them out of the way to where they looked like they disappeared or something like that. But he did all that to prove a point. that I could easily do this. I could easily do this, but I choose not to. And that's what a hero should do. And you know, I think he proved his point on that. So that was the first part as far as seeing him what looked like he snapped. That was one of the scariest times I've ever seen Superman. And then the second scariest time I've seen Superman was where he was holding off Aquaman and Wonder Woman and Cyborg, and Flash tried to sneak up on him.
He was watching
and in slow motion, the fact that he was looking at him the entire time and just like seeing Flash's reaction, it was the funniest and scariest thing I've seen as far as like in that film. That was dope as hell.
That was dope, and I need a meme of that because that was like priceless. Because it was like, okay, he's got him. Flash is gonna I was like, okay, Flash is gonna get an attack, and then that little eye did the movement, like, oh, he's tracking. I was like, oh yeah, Flash, you better abort. No. And he still almost hooked him.
Yeah,
that's
and
the
like
crazy
him.
part. He still almost hooked him, but then I like how the end of the movie they did the race around the world. You remember that episode of
the animated series?
Was it?
Or then they've done it a couple times
that
in the comics too. Yeah.
And I really love how they ended. They ended on that. Now, the Flash's run is horrible. It's the most awkward run I've ever seen.
I think I got an explanation for that.
Okay,
with his run, I think what it is that he doesn't have to sprint. And the fact that he's able to move as fast as he is just from taking strides, that is more or less what he's doing. Now, once he doesn't, it looks like at the fact that the point of him tripping over his feet all the time is the fact that he's still learning.
Okay.
So once
that makes sense.
So I feel like once he's able to like, you know, get it together where he can actually sprint using the Speed Force, he'll get his form. His form will look better. He'll be able to sit there and like travel through time, and that's at that certain speed and go from there. But right now, it's just him still kind of getting his legs. No pun intended.
Pun intended. So that whole scene with Batman got his ass whooped. This whole
oh yeah,
like by far, Wonder Woman beat him, and I was like, what are you pushing up on Wonder Woman for? Like, why are you doing this? Like, you keep pushing Wonder Woman, you realize Wonder Woman can punch a hole in you, right?
Yeah, and the fact that she
Wonder
practiced
Woman
restraint
technically
like she
is the
did.
only person who could really go one-on-one with Superman.
It's debatable with Aquaman.
That is true, but rarely do we get to see Aquaman as like Aquaman, King of Atlantis, like the water version of Superman. Because it's basically what he is. He's just like the water, living underwater version of Superman.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. Yeah, as far as like that's kind of how he got his strength, being able to move through the water and all that stuff.
Yeah. So, and this Jason Momoa playing him, he wasn't like the King of Atlantis Aquaman yet. Like, you can tell he still has so much room to grow, and he doesn't even know all his like powers. Right now, he's just more of a dude who's just like a street fighter, like a brawler, not a person who like now knows his strengths and weaknesses and is now trained to, you know what I'm saying, be the badass or use all his powers in the right way. So them bringing him back, I was like, okay, they got to do this. That was pretty cool with the whole touching the water, bringing him back. Then Superman snapping and with that pouty face, whooping everybody. That was great. They showed one Justice League member, and I was like, I'm gonna need. I mean, not Justice League. They showed one Green Lantern in the flashbacks.
Yeah.
Or a couple of them in the flashbacks.
Nice little Easter egg.
Like, they need backup if they're gonna fight Superman. And it kind of let me down that they basically hung their hat on Superman was the only reason why they could defeat. Basically, it felt like they could defeat anybody. It was just like, we don't have Superman.
Well,
we don't have the big gun.
Him being dead was the reason they decided to invade to begin with.
True. So I guess it does show how powerful Superman is. I will admit, like you, the last time I seen Superman scary was in the what's the video game?
Injustice.
Where they kill Lois Lane. Injustice, where they kill Lois Lane and Superman just like he starts killing people and hurting people, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Superman. This is non-movie moment, but Superman and Goku would be the two greatest villains.
Yeah.
If they use their powers for evil.
It'd be too easy.
Use their powers for. Yeah.
It'd be way too easy for them.
And because I was like, Superman's like, what's the counter? He has a counter for everything. You're too fast, he freezes you, and he's just as fast. You're too strong, he just keeps getting stronger. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you're hiding behind stuff. He just looks through everything. that he X-ray vision, or he can shoot you with the beams. He flies. He runs.
Being the original, he's the original superhero. Like anything that you can do, he could do better. Or if he can't do it, give the writers some time. They'll write it in at some point for him to do it.
Mm-hmm. So, what did you think about Diana never going back to? Is it called the mascara?
Themyscira.
Is that what it's called? The mascara.
I'm cool with it.
She never goes back. You're cool with that?
Yeah, it's kind of like that kind of plays along the line. That kind of plays along with the Aquaman bit as far as him not being home. They'll probably expand. They'll probably expand on it a little bit more in another movie of hers, which if she ever comes back or back on to do that. With the whole controversy about we won't get into that. But this is about Justice League.
Okay, well. Okay, that was like the biggest scene for me. That was like, yep, this is a great movie. I like this. I do got to ask you a question. What do you think about the possible? I think there's a love triangle about to happen in the movie. Well, maybe not, but will Batman get with Diana?
It's up in the air. It's possible. I mean, I don't care. I wouldn't care for it, but it's. I mean, it's a bit.
Superman and Diana only have a couple. You know what I'm saying? They only have a couple moments when Lois and Diana break, Lois and Superman break up. So I was like, I don't know how I feel about. I don't want to see a love triangle in the Justice League.
I don't expect that. I don't expect that. They got a lot of catching up to do, so they probably won't be throwing that plot point in there. I'd hope not. So it's super unnecessary, in my opinion. They can do without.
Papa Pope from Scandal. Did his thing as Cyborg's father. I wish they would have let Cyborg use his personality more. Like, they just made him too one-dimensional robotic. Like, basically, I'll give you a better equivalent. He basically acted like the Blue Beetle. As the Blue Beetle, like, learns his power. Always the suit trying to do something. He can't control it.
Okay.
But except the Blue Beetle is always comical. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, Jaime Reyes, yeah. Or, well, at least that version of Blue Beetle, yeah. Then there's the super serious one, Mr. Cord, but that's one of the older.
I forgot about that one.
That's older Blue Beetle, yeah. But like I said,
that was the thing.
My point with that one is going to be it's just like the same situation I just said about Aquaman and the same thing I just said about Wonder Woman and the same thing I said about Flash. Once Cyborg gets his individual movie, they'll expand on it a little bit more. They'll give him more time to breathe. As far as they'll give him more time to breathe into the role. That's what it looks like is going to happen. It just kind of seems like this big, like, it's like a greatest hits band, but this is their first time meeting up.
Got you. I feel you on that. Any flaws that you could point out, or any moments in the movie you want to talk about that stuck out to you, or things like that?
I might have said as much as I could, and I just realized we were what was supposed to be 15 minutes. We out here for 40.
Oh, yeah. My bad.
Nah, that's good, man. That's
I'll say the last point then. My last point, the big fight at the end.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed how they slowly showed each individual person working as individual, but also slowly working as a team. So Aquaman started fighting with Wonder Woman. You had Flash not knowing what to do and being afraid, but then finally, like, Batman's like, just save one person, and then you'll know what to do. And I was like, clearly, I know watching the movie that once you save one person, you're going to be like, I could do this again. And then you're going to just basically save everybody, right? Because he's the Flash. But him running across the wall, then poking the sword up to Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Like, little moments like that, I was like, oh, this is really good. Like, the way they set this up and, like, just kind of let everybody showcase simple individual moments that it worked extremely well. Even Batman getting his vehicles destroyed, but him showing up with the vehicle, shooting and doing stuff, and then getting slapped around. even that was good. Like, I really did enjoy the movie. I just found it was like, I wish they would have. I should like how they did the ending, like just Steppenwolf becoming scared, his fear growing, and then the creatures basically attacking him, and then him getting called back by, I'm guessing, Darkseid.
That's what it looked like. It's kind of open ended. It looked like he died, but it could very well have just been open ended. It's like he got saved. He got saved at the last minute, or
he's gonna die. Darkseid ain't gonna. You're not coming back.
He's not gonna tolerate failure. Yeah, even he doesn't care if you're his uncle.
Yeah, like you don't fail. No. So that was my thoughts, like just with that, and then I was like, are they gonna bury them? They gonna bury the mother boxes, or what we doing with these mother boxes?
They'll play another role as far as being a MacGuffin for when Darkseid
True.
shows up. You'll come back for those and go from there.
But I do like how they got the Hall of Justice. Batman bought the Hall of Justice, stuff like that.
Or yeah, pretty much
And
used
they
his
let
old used the old mansion.
Yeah, which was I was like, okay, cool, that's dope, that's dope. I like the way it ended on some subtle cues with the Hall of Justice, the race around the world.
And after the post credit scenes with the potential Legion of Doom.
Oh, I missed that.
Oh, yeah. After the credits, it was implied, or yeah, after the credits, they showed that Lex Luthor escaped from Arkham, and he set up a meeting with Deathstroke, Slade Wilson, being played by Joe Manganiello, I think is how it's pronounced. The dude from True Blood and Magic Mike.
I know who you're talking about. I got
Okay.
you. I got
Okay.
you.
So yeah, he's playing Slade Wilson as Deathstroke, and they pretty much decided or Luthor decided, why don't we set up a league of our own? And then there's like thunder, is like evil music, zoom out, and get ready for the next movie.
Okay. All right, that's what's up. I'm gonna have to catch that on. I'm gonna have to see if that's up on YouTube or anything. But overall, I really did like the movie. Walking out, there were some flaws of the movie that stuck out to me. Wonder Woman just not showing fighting. Like Wonder Woman's a fighter. I want to see Wonder Woman fight, use the lasso, kick, punch, uppercut people. Not just show that all she can do is hit this bracelet special move. Like that's the captain. You know what I'm saying? Like that saves everything.
Well, I mean, that was as much as she could do with Steppenwolf. It seemed like, but as far as with the Parademons, she held her own. She was, she didn't spam nearly as much compared to like fighting the little minions. But
if she spammed the minions, I might have booed her. I might have just like, oh, you can't whoop the minions.
them things were annoying, yeah. Especially like when she was actually doing the damn thing in the first fight against Steppenwolf. Like she was holding her own, but then all of a sudden they started to cheat a little bit and start chipping in or jumping in.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, one on one, you can hold your own with Steppenwolf. All you needed was somebody else to jump in, and then that should have turned the tide. You know what I'm saying? Not Superman like Superman had to come in to turn all of the tide. Like,
well, it did come. It was like the numbers were just too much. It seemed like.
Yeah, that's true. He did come in, save the day. So I'm not mad about that. So yeah. So shout out to Smallville and them having Clark Kent back since he clearly died, and now he's just chilling at the house in the forest. I mean, in the corn. That's all I got to say.
Well, he was in the city, so that was very. I don't know how they're going to play that off as far as like, well, what happened to Clark Kent now all this time?
I guess he just takes the glasses off and he's a new person. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to sit there and pull that off. It's like, oh well, Superman's back. Oh hey, Clark Kent all of a sudden. Where'd you come? Where have you been?
Clearly, he's in a casket because they buried him. Clark Kent got buried.
Another problem is that they didn't tie loose ends up when it came to like stuff like that. Yeah, but you know, at the end of the day, still enjoyed it. You're not gonna like anything if you overthink it. So.
No, clearly not. And hey, it's a good setup for the next movie. So I look forward to seeing another Justice League now, and hopefully they have Martian the Manhunter or Green Arrow.
Yeah, that'd be dope. I expect Green Lantern more than anything.
Yeah, but I want to see who they get for that. That's my question. Who are they gonna get for Green Lantern?
It would have been nice if they used the same TV characters. You know, for Flash and whatnot. Because you know, nothing against Ezra Miller, but I'm just so used to Grant Gustin as the Flash.
Right. It's weird to see everybody recast as different characters, and I'm like, I know the Flash I want to see. Like, I know how they move, they talk, they do everything. Like, come on, get on board, everybody. Let's make this happen.
Oh well. Yeah, thanks a lot, WB.
That's the wrap up of the show.
I think we should wrap it up at this point in time, man. Yeah, I said as much as I could, and still try to keep a little bit of a few surprises in there. But you know, spoiler cast, I'm good with that.
Everybody dies. There's your spoiler. Everybody dies.
All right, man. Anything else you needed to add?
Nah, man. I'm here at LL Cool B 22 with the rest of the crew on OAF Discussions.
Web859 on Twitter, web.859 on Instagram. Like we said before, Oafdiscussions.com to catch any and all content that we've had so far. You can follow us on social media using those links in that website, or check us out on YouTube, Podbean, Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play Music, anywhere where you see or where you listen to podcasts, and go from there. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for your time, and deuces.
Peace.